Do you have to apply? Go ahead, please.
Take the wheel for a while and show what you have done and discuss the things that you have going on, right?
Yeah, I can show you what I've been doing with Miggo, how it looks now, contrary to the past. I'll just present the screen then. So I'm presenting in mobile view because that's the aim of the application, to be mobile. So at the moment, this is the home page where you come. We have a new logo that I got sent from Magnus, and you also have
Just a quick introduction of what it is.
So MiggoIndex is an application to record your migraines and to record the different levels of your consumption, sleep, stress, and so forth. So you can see as an individual how close you are to reach the migraine level and what affects it the most. So maybe it's your exercise that needs to be higher or lower to even it out, so you don't get as many migraines as maybe you do. Or it's your consumption, or it's your sleep, or it's your stress level. So you want to have that. So it's both an application to record your migraines when it happens, but it's also an application to see when they are going to happen. So you can stop it from happening, or you can improve for future to never have them again, hopefully. So in the report migraine section, it now looks like this, where you have the current date and also the current time of this when I started, when I had my migraine. And you set a end date to it. So it reports it. And then you have in your logs, you have your current time and your current date. So this is a log that I made earlier today, so as you can see on the time. And I set my exercise to 2 hours. I set my consumption to 5 grams. My sleep to 6 hours. My stress to a level 1. I just had a normal stress level today. So all of
5 grams of food.
Yeah, at the moment it's very low values on everything, but it will be fixed and changed to have different values. And at the top you can see the progress bar, how close I am to a migraine. So at the moment I'm not that close at all. So this can be, let's say I have, I think it's because, yeah. So let's say I do 4 hours of exercise and I do 8 hours of sleep. Then you can see I've had my sleep level is at this point correct to the base of the sleep. But my exercise is higher, but it doesn't have the same impact as it will do on a lower case. But if I do have 2 hours of exercise and 8 hours of sleep, I can see that my migraine level is changing because it will impact my level towards a migraine. If I then change it to a level 3 stress level, you can see like it's a big jump and it gets higher, closer to a migraine. So this will tell you how close you are. So let's say I was very tired and I slept for 6 hours. I had a bad night, sorry. So the less sleep I have, the closer I get. So in this example, if I only have 1 hour of sleep, I will have a migraine. So you can see it. So it will record how it happens. At the moment, the consumption isn't part of the formulation.
I was going to ask.
The equation, because Magnus hasn't really found a good way to implement it, and I haven't. But so we're still workshopping out how to implement consumption, because as you can see, the levels aren't really that high, but it doesn't really showcase the full potential really. Let's go back into mobile view. So I'll just close this. All right, so you've done your migraine report and you've done your logs. You want to see it in a graph. So at the moment, you can see that you have, in the graph, you have 4 different values that is showcased. These points down here are going to, in the future, be, you can click on it and see, I only want to see my exercise levels during a week. So you can see only that. So it will be a clickable button. But you can see for a week. And as you can see, I've only done 1 because it's the first day today, but it will be added on more and more as we go on. And the last thing that has been done is the user indicators. This is the basic data. This is the data you're going to check against. So I set my basic data as 2 hours of exercise. Consumption, as I said, isn't in the plan. So at the moment it's 5 grams, but it doesn't check it against it. Sleep is 8 hours. And stress indicator is a level 1. That's my normal, in this case, stress level. So this is what has been happening on the MiggoIndex since last time I showed it was last year in November, I think.
Yeah, so the background on your progress is that you're fairly new to MDriven and you started full-time with us to educate yourself to chip in different projects. And this is one of the projects that you have been assigned to work with a friend of ours that has this idea. And it's a good showcase where the friend that has the idea is always dead certain on how everything should work until it starts to materialize, and then there's things discovered that you hadn't thought about. And this is the normal process. It's not surprising to what is like this private. You're fairly sure that you know everything until you start. And once you start, you discover what you didn't know. So this is the natural process, and this is where the project starts to take time. So we have come very far with MDriven, that technology of it, that actually attach no requirements isn't that time consuming once you're up to speed with the tooling. Instead, discovering the real requirements is back and forth to the project owner. So that is very hard to remove, but it's actually quite good piece of the puzzle that this is what takes time to discuss the project. I think it looks really good, and that you have incorporated not only data management, but also a bit of design to make it look the way that you have discussed it.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing, Philip.
No problem. I'm glad I could.
And also so large that you put up the video from the last session that I missed.
Yeah.
You think good. Something that will help us to echo. Sort of a telltale to see this left side menu and the bright orange save button and we need to move away from that. It shouldn't be that easy to see what we have used. And that should be a thing of the designer and the developer to decide how it should be. So it's really good that we can find alternative ways to present these functionality.
Alex and Dennis, we talked about that today, that we tried to move fast on this one because it's needed in a project for Kvadrat. So we will move quickly to get it into the top so that we have a save bar, you could say, and make it, of course, optional so you can turn it on and off. And it will also make it easier to see if you have turned off the left bar and you have autosave on. And the autosave is not what you think it should be. I think that will be much easier to see that, you know, something is not 100% there.
Sorry guys, but I will need to leave you today. So yeah, hope you have a good rest of the meeting. Take care. Bye everyone.
And also that we need to take care that when we find the top menu bar, which we want to do from time to time, we still get the same things to show. Even if you push things down.
Yeah, and yeah, actually, Alex, they were chatting about today, you know, about how it should move in. So I think Alex has specific ideas of how it should move or slide or.
Sorry, I haven't actually sent you the concept of how it should look, but it's like kind of like overlapping the nav bar, so it shouldn't like move anything around. It would just cover up the nav bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, that might be like a.
You'll figure it out. I should show you a few things that we've moved further when it comes to how to because what we want to achieve with that is to make it easy. We can start them to use tools again. So So if I don't have anything at all, I'm just going to ask things to how to function this. So something that I need to save my model somewhere for it to find external data storage for this. The line view makes it easy to start up the server for this model. Start the server that once it pops up, I can hide that and have course, what we have shown before is the live edit of this, which makes it possible to edit why with the real data in place. But one of the improvements I think is to look at this as a TKC tab, which was meant to enable you to keep your component files and your assets files on place where you have your modular project. And this should subscribe to changes. So if you save a CSS file or something in your assets, that will be reflected in the server without you needing to copy and paste it in the file explorer. So how you go about that is to ensure that the user CSS great for you in a great place, and you could say that should sync to the server, so whenever there's a change in this file, it should go to the server. So if we do like style that covers everything, it should reflect that. But that's not really the two things I talk about. It's that we have extended this tab with this loop from our NuGet project, or rather the GitHub project, I should say. So we can download things from GitHub with a single click, and then it will store it on data, local MDriven components from GitHub. And we see that folder here. So that will be of a specific version, the latest version of the GitHub project. And it will sort of grab everything in there. This doesn't mean that this is part of your project, it's just a copy that's sitting on your data or you use it. So this will be the same for your projects that you use. And of course, if there's a new version, you can just re-download the stuff from GitHub, and this will be refreshed. What we have here in GitHub is two folders really that are important: external components and the MDriven merge. So the merge also are sort of older files that we used to have, still have, but we will not here as zip files or modular files in Git. It's helpful to maintain those because whenever we do a change, we need to re-upload it to the wiki and you never know what's the current status and the new contract. So it's much better to keep them as LDL files, expanded files. So if I go down here, you see that I have the folders, these folders currently. If I sort of go into one of these, I can see that it's expanded with the Eco format, so all the files will be trackable by the GitHub version tracking. So whenever we do changes or you do changes and get support requests to merge something in, we can keep these reports updated so that they work at rest. And then what's the difference between a merge model and a component? A component is only just the very simple for us to document how you are supposed to use it. So the idea is to really move away from components and instead have a merge model for each component. So for this board, for example, is pretty much a component, but it's in order to get a feel for how you should use it, it's better to have a merge model alongside. So now the component has moved in here. Of course, you could push this button, and what use this means is that copy this thing into your application. So if I were to push this, it would have copied the correct catalogs. You wouldn't have the component within your model. But you wouldn't have that super much information on how to use it. It's read somewhere. You have some strategy. It's a better way to use the merge model, to merge in the model section for this component. So if I were to do that, so this is so if I do that, I can switch to my model and see that I got another diagram from the merge model, which uses the board as an import card. So that's available for me now from the merge model. And whenever I do import a component, I might want to restart the server to make sure that it loads the component correctly. So I'm just going to restart the server like that. And once I've done that, I've also got the menu options for this merge model, so I can simply see how this component should work. I can add some board lists, and I can add cards to this, and double click on the cards to enter some information on the card. And what this component does, it does renders these lists like this, and it enables you to take them and drag them to another list. So then, of course, this is just the raw functionality, and it's totally up to you what you're going to use it for. But now it's really, really easy for anyone to just see what were the view models entered by this component. So it's the workboard, and here I can work on my display. I can see how this actually was implemented. So the board list having tag value on it with an Android style component board. These are blue here, sharp blue. So this was one idea that I had, that everything that was important in the component that was actually part of the contract for the component should be highlighted some way. So there's a new tag value that is used for the sign type color to switch or to make the view on display in a different color for things that you want to see. It's sort of a work in progress. I started out with having the idea that this should be snippets that important we could sort of have snippets like board view, and then you would fill in all the needed columns. But it's really hard to do complex components with only snippets because there are actions needed, and could be navigation, etc. So to get the best user experience is to use these merge models to bring in the whole model section. the idea behind a component is that you don't need to have specific names on the classes or anything. Only the contract is decided by you. So since this component uses this tag value, or then these things name or cards must be these names because the JavaScript logic picks up on these names. So status is something that can be written as a card like this. And since these are only files in your assets folder, it's really easy to do your own adaptations to a component that you bring in. So I can just take a quick look at TypeScript. So you can open that up in Visual Studio Code. So that you see that there's really not that much focus involved here. It has some event listeners. It has things to do when the mouse is now in the board and you move the mouse. And this is little JavaScript or TypeScript things. And what's important is it hooks up between the Angular objects by using this directive each card in this case. Where does each card come into the game? Well, it's in the HTML template for this component. So I'm going to open up that. One of those specific so I'm going to just go and move down all the folders and open this with so this is what goes into the HTML for this component. It has these directives to each port and doesn't either repeat or port lists. So this is where this thing comes in, port lists. For each port list, it follows 4 copies. So that's where that listing comes in. So really easy to replace or list class with your own class. Let's say this is person and the cards are silent, and all of a sudden you will have an application that would assign classes to different persons depending on where you have the cards. So you can replicate like any needed functionality or other use case with that you benefit from the Java rights. And what's better now is that it was before, but what's better now is that it's all integrated with our environment, and we also have things on the GitHub so that we can maintain that. Hopefully they will get more used. So once of that. Seen it before.
I've seen the Trello board before, but it's really interesting, this new way of bringing in model and components. And I guess also the tighter in the future would make these like small models with things. It's even easier to pick the part you want. Actually, Dennis and I talked, I think it was you, Dennis, that talked about that today. It's like, I wonder the new component feature that we have, how is that going to play with the model? And so, and how you define the interface. So this was actually like, we talked about that today, and I can't process that right now, what this means to what we didn't talk about the specifics like you have done here. It's just a thing, like, yeah, that's now, the process starts of thinking, how do we turn our components into these things that are easily consumed from GitHub? But it will open a whole new pluggability to the model and to the UI. And we also have these bigger models. I guess I can also be here that doesn't have a UI for calendars and for starting up things and for logging in. And we have so many small models that we want to. Our calendar package, there it is, my darling.
So that would, if you that one and stuff happens in the background, and you would see that you have got a calendar diagram with loads of stuff. That's logic good for keeping track of calendar dimension. That's also very useful.
Statistics.
When doing calendars, because we need to track not only when a specific event is, but also because positions where when events could be.
Yeah, and also in Philip, I talked with Philip about this, so that in his when he was going to make a graph of things, if you have a calendar dimension like this, you easily can pick out today's month or today's week and then ask for the days, and then from each day you look up the underlying data, and doing that will easily make a diagram. Oh.
Overload his experience for where he's in his life. But this would be a nice add-on once the specific needs arise. Because this is probably more classes than you know.
Yeah, it's probably double my classes.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really good to merge this, and it's going to be much easier to explain for everyone to how to merge these things. So I have discovered working with this now that there's still something missing from the merge logic, and if they sort of had the same grid, the classes they are not merged from pitch, merge from name, and not merge from identity. I need to look into that, but I think that's a minor thing to fix. This goes back to my vision that I want to do a demo on the next MDriven summit, just on stage, starting from scratch and producing an application with several brought-in packages, and doing very little on my own, just bringing in different parts with fine information and having something that's useful. I would think I would be a good eye-opener that we're going to hire now to just use parts. So this structure, and they will pop up here. And also find components that we have done, but we haven't documented or followed up correctly all the way through, because now we can at least put it in here and then decide well later going through. I know that we have one component which I haven't seen on the wiki. I think it was I that put it in ECR, the one that reads our codes from JavaScript so that we don't need to go over the server. That one was good. Put in here. And we have some smaller ones like color picker and things that I haven't been able to find in this browsing the wiki. So this is something that we should make sure that we find again. Yeah. So one thing that's pretty much work in progress is this search merge modules as certificates, because we have these needs to log in with tokens of GT tokens, global web tokens, and older variant sound tokens. So good examples. Yeah, I'll go. Let's get but that's one thing that's important when it comes to embedded apps or installed apps, because you don't want the user to log in over and over. You need to have a secure way to say that we haven't took the best value for a year on this phone, at least a month. But the user is forced to have one time we can send it to another one. So the user never has to enter the credentials once. Good. Anything else that I should show that we have done new since last? I don't know if what you think about these buttons that I've added on once we use placing containers. To make it easier to do the sub rows and columns. And I think it turned out because once you place the several columns on here, it's really fast to make that happen.
I saw it, I think, on Philip's designer when I helped him, but I haven't used them myself. But they look really good and easy to use. So I think they're good once I have the time to get a new version installed.
I've used them since I first saw it, and I like them. It speeds up a process that can take maybe 2 minutes if you have a lot to do. Now you just need you just click and it's there. So I like them very much.
What we have been working with and discussed during the analysis how grids should behave so that they are consistent over PDF and UI. So just to make a grid extend when it has data there's two options. Either we want it to push the screen, or we want it to stay put, and the screen should be fixed, and it should stop to show. And then how we should communicate this in a proper way. So first thing is to make the grid, allow it to grow within, and the second thing is to say that the basic container should hide overflow, because if it's not allowed to overflow, then it can force the grid to stop to slow. That's basically the same. See, that's so it's not has this here. You see they so what happens now is that the screen no screen grows. This is of course the show. So getting back to here and doing this volume to justify content to think it should be fine with start, but I think we also should say that it should so when our mouse is limited, it doesn't have to start, it takes space between them, it forces everything to be pushed together. So this one is doing so this is the thing that we need to be better at explaining things because at this point I think that I've done what I said I should do. If I do it in EPS. This one shouldn't be start, should probably be space. I'm not sure why. I need to get back on that one. The goal is to be and then is being able to really easily explain how to get one of these stored so that we never need to find like this first time that I'm struggling with all the effects to get to behave.
And one of the things that I think is
All of a sudden I get it to work and I'm happy for a while, but apparently I don't understand it fully as well.
Maybe you can try to run like the test model that you sent to me.
Yeah.
I just forwarded it to you in Slack. Like the example that you sent to me that worked as we expected.
Mm-hmm.
one of the tricky things I think when I read about on how it works with Flexbox is that some of the things are set on the parent, right, and some are set on the child, and maybe a better visual separation in the designer might help. That's one thought I've had, and then also that maybe some should be like you can set a scenario or something. So that's like, yeah, I want this to happen and this, and then it sets both the parent and the child container setting to make that happen.
So what I've done to improve the insights into what's going to happen is to put these labels and will check what primary actually means. And
Yeah, that was very good.
so this growth, for example, it says bi-direction. But if the parent of this one, this one is bi-direction, but if the parent of that one instead would have been a row, then the row is actually in an x-direction. So that will help us to understand because it's easy to forget the row is actually in the direction of the parent, not in the direction of where you are.
I also found several places where I think you need to be able to set grow and shrink differently.
I use that, but I haven't found one single motivated use case for that because they are actually fighting each other when you read this thing. So the grow says that the grow should be a percentage of the total grow, how much it grow compared to others. That's the same thing for shrink. So shrink should be a percentage of the total shrink, how much it should shrink. And how much. So that's just
I'll send you a video where you make the difference.
I got this problem with the grow and shrink that I need to set the shrink menu.
someone because I don't
No, we will tell you. Be sure.
Yeah, because the grow would take like all the space and it won't like all the space. For example, if a text can take up to all the width of the page or something, it will push out the whole container and stuff. But at the same time, for example, on the mobile phone, I need to be like shrink down, of course. So it's like, yeah, I had like a lot of cases when I need to set like shrink to
Derek sees the struggles of web development firsthand.
Yeah. I kind of I've only danced around the edges of using placing containers, but I definitely for me it's very much a suck it and see type of an approach, you know, change things, see what happens. Is it what I think? Is it different? And then kind of, you know, just work out.
I'm afraid that's the current state of affairs for most of us. But it should be. We should be able to. So that's what we're struggling with, to find the word, not just doing one thing and then be happy. We need to be better than that when that works. So how this one works, so that was the overflow.
Great. That's great.
So the end of the screen should stay on the end of the screen no matter what. This is exactly what we want. Let's see if we can do things. This also at the end of the screen. So good that you kept that example because this one is justified on the store. But yeah, this is
Well, this is why I've struggled so much with this. You know, I can spend an hour trying all the different options and then I'm lost again.
what I think is that the container should definitely grow and the grid should also grow. The container should hide it over them. That's yeah, and the outputs must be according to. I think these opinions should be according to be able to control. That's it. Let's document this.
So maybe, you know, Hans, just a thought that maybe we could have something that you right click and add as a column, but instead you add like add, and then one of them are a container that will grow and shrink. Like, and then it adds a couple of things.
We sort of want to know the expressions for it because it depends on the type of information as well. How we do it. But it's definitely one important. We should have something like added windows and like design patterns to how to do it. So we should have that for controls. We need to figure out that maybe that's something you could start to sketch on, Alex, different good scenarios because there's of course a million ways to do things, but there are only a handful that are any practical.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was there. I tried this thing with a grow and shrink and stuff, but it's always if I'm just losing it, I just go back. Of course, all the time I'm going back to setting up that manually. But what I wanted to say that we need to illustrate that more, and that's what I was talking about when I was presenting this version of how in the Webflow it's done, or in other tools it's done, even if we were talking about other like prototyping tools that used. Because sometimes that kind of like visualization of things that might help, but at the same time it might take the space in our tool to show it properly. So yeah, but yeah, that's good that we've figured it out.
Thank you very much for
And I just, it was about placing containers. I just want to give Derek an advice that I received from Alex. So, because I struggled with placing containers, like how it works, how I work with it. But what Alex taught me was to name all of them, like what's this supposed to do. So
that's a very important feature.
So
you
like
have to name them, otherwise your brain is going to fry.
Yeah. So me and Alex did that for my user indicator for the how it looks. So one is the wrapper, one is the header wrapper, and so forth. And once you do that, it gets easier to know where you are working with and what you want it to do and what should go in there. So that's just an advice that's helped me very much with placing containers to understand it, is to name all of the columns and rows.
That's of course our mantra with MDriven, give things names, so that you're able to talk about and thus think about it. It's healthy if you just have abstract concepts.
Right. No, thanks,
Hans,
Philip.
Hans,
That's
just a-
advice, yeah.
Oh, no problem.
Hans, just so would it maybe, I don't know how difficult it is, but to add like the name on the designer maybe in the edge, like you've done with the other things that you design, you know, the name you put there, it's showing inside there. But also another thing that might be really cool, I don't know, it doesn't really solve the problem of understanding, but if you show this, and that I found was super nice, the arrows. Without the yellow arrows, I would be lost. But then what if there was another like indicator saying like this will shrink, and you know, if we know that this means that this will shrink and be bigger and smaller, if it could show that in the designer, then it's like, ah, good, that's what I want here. I don't know, but I'll send you the explanation of the shrink thing. I think I had the problem with columns, that you want them all to be like, you don't expand larger than the screen, but when you push them together, you want some to take most of the hit. So it's like when you expand.
You need to explain it because I don't understand
Yeah.
that part from saying that the other one should grow more than this. So that's just a word thing.
Okay. Yeah. I will. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.